Hurry up. Don't touch that. Come here. I mean, we hear and give commands like these every single day. But what happens when you need to tell someone else what you were told to do? Well, in this explainer, we're going to master a super simple but really essential skill for clear communication: how to report orders. Okay, let's just jump right into a scenario. Picture this. You're playing a video game and your teammate just yells, "Don't move." Now you got to tell your friend sitting right next to you, and you got to be fast about it. So what do you say? How do you pass that command on clearly and correctly? That's exactly what we're about to break down. So, what's the official name for what we're doing here? Well, it's called a reported order. I know. Sounds a little technical, right? But don't worry, it's not. It really just means you're acting like a messenger. You're telling someone what another person told you to do. It's as simple as that. And here's the really good news. This is surprisingly simple. Seriously, there are really just two main formulas you have to remember. One for positive commands, like go, and one for negative commands, like don't go. Okay, let's look at these two patterns side by side. For a positive command, something like be quiet, the structure is super simple. It's told me to plus the verb. So it just becomes, she told me to be quiet. Now for a negative command, like don't move, you just need to slide the word not in there right before to. So it turns into, he told me not to move. And that's basically the whole thing right there. All right, so you've seen the theory. Now it's time to actually put it into practice, build that muscle memory. Let's run through a couple of quick tests just to make sure this really sticks. Okay, first one up, a friendly command from someone we all know. Santa says, "Be a good boy." So, how do you report this command? Let's say you turn to your little brother and tell him what Santa just said. What's the sentence you'd use? Think about it for a second. And there it is. Santa told me to be a good boy. See, you just pop it right into that positive told me to formula. Perfect. Okay, awesome. Now let's try a negative one. This is an example I think we've probably all heard before. Your teacher says, "Don't forget your homework." So you see your friend after class. How do you pass on that very important piece of info using the right structure? Exactly. She told me not to forget my homework. See how clean that not to makes it? It just handles the negative command perfectly. You're definitely getting the hang of this. Okay, you're doing great so far. But there is one really common trap that can trip people up, even when they know the basic formulas. So let's make sure you know exactly how to avoid it. So here's the situation. Your friend says to you, "Call me at 6 p.m. Really pay attention to that word, me. Now, if you just repeated the words exactly as you heard them, you might say something like this: "She told me to call me at 6 p.m. But that doesn't make any sense, does it? You're not reporting an order for you to call yourself. The key here, and this is super important, is changing the pronoun so it fits the new context. The correct way to say it is, "She told me to call her at 6 p.m. This is a great reminder that we're not just, repeating words like a parrot. We're reporting the original meaning of the command. Okay, You've got positive orders down, you've got negative orders down, and you know how to avoid the pronoun trap. So now for the final challenge, let's put everything together and try reporting a few commands all at once. Just imagine you're coming back from the dentist and she gives you 3 really important instructions for your health. She says, don't eat chocolate, brush your teeth, and floss once a day. So you get home. Your friend asks, hey, what did the dentist say? Can you do it? Can you report all 3 of those orders correctly, one right after the other? Go on, give it a try. Okay, let's check your work. The first one, that was a negative one. She told me not to eat chocolate. Then the next 2 are positive. She told me to brush my teeth, and she told me to floss once a day. Hey, if you got all 3 of those right, that's fantastic. You've basically just combined every single skill we've talked about. So there you have it. Reporting orders is actually a really simple but powerful tool for communicating clearly. All you have to remember is told me to for the positive stuff and told me not to for the negative stuff. And now that you've got that skill in your toolkit, my only question for you is, what will you explain next?